Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube? This is Matt from NWO Resistance Channel, previously of NWO Resistance Militia. For those of you who may remember my old channel, I made YouTube videos back in '06, '07, '08, and '09. My old channel was hacked into, I believe, because of the video I made about the Halliburton built bunker underneath Maynard, Massachusetts. I had an inside contact, which I made a video about, where he revealed to me the bunker, and like an idiot, went there a little bit later and actually filmed it. That video was up for a short time, received a few hundred views, and was removed. And the next day, my YouTube channel was hacked into and the password reset. So, um, I made this channel a while ago. I said once before that I was back, and I really didn't get back into making videos. I just kind of made a few and then left it like that. But this time, I am back for real. I'm making videos. I'm going to be putting up all kinds of cool stuff. I'm also going to be putting up some very basic stuff for those of us who are already like pretty much up there in the conspiracy world. Some of the videos I may post you may think are rather intermediate because they're going to be on very basic subjects like the Federal Reserve and 9/11 and the 7/7 bombings and all that kind of stuff. Because I have quite the following on Facebook, and I've been waking a lot of people up on Facebook. So I've been making videos to kind of post to Facebook to get people to look and wake up, and I get messages, and it's really great the response that I end up receiving from people on there. They ask a lot of questions. I send them links. I try and do everything I can to wake people up. So I decided to start making videos again. Some of the videos are going to be more advanced and up to speed and on date with things that are current and happening. And some of the other videos you're going to see me post are going to be kind of like I said, beginner stuff for the conspiracy world, because we've got to wake people up. And the stuff on YouTube, since it's been bought by Google, is utter crap. There's so much fake, lying, stupid, fear mongering BS on here that it kind of makes me sick. I mean, when I was doing this, 5, 6, 7 years ago, there was a lot of good stuff. There was like, there was very few websites that just fear mongered, or channels I should say, that just fear mongered. There was a lot of people video logging like I'm doing right now, and they were going through articles in their local paper and like putting up articles of things they found on websites. I mean, there was guys out there like Doc, End Time Watchman, Martin, Jack Forluck. Like there was a lot of like real, YouTubers that I call them, the old school YouTubers. So I'm gonna kind of try and bring that back to the table for those of you who know my old channel, and for those of you who know me, you know that I research the crap out of everything. Like I only put things up that I can verify, real links, real stuff, things that I dig into and spend a long time research, and knowledge that I've had for years and years, contacts that I've made, stuff like that. The last few videos I've made that I've put up, I've been working with my video editing software. I've kind of been using it as a tool. So I figured I'd do a thing on the fireballs in the sky, because I've been telling people about the fireballs, and most people don't know because it's not really widespread mainstream news. You can find it in localized news, but as far as it being like mainstream on Fox, like, hey, another fireball came down, or MSNBC, like, hey, look, it's the third fireball this week that blew up and destroyed a neighborhood, they just ain't doing that. In that video, I include stuff with the Brown Dwarf Star, the possible Planet X, Nibiru, the Destroyer, Nemesis, Wormwood, whatever you want to call it. I believe that it is out there. I don't know when it's coming. It might be here in our lifetime, possibly within the next 100, 200 years, but it's out there. Um, so I put videos out there just showing that, hey, science has said that it's out there. They know about it. It's probably the reason for all the fireballs coming in and exploding, the crazy weather changes, the sun acting nuts if you watch Soho in stereo and you follow NASA. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on, so I figured I'd make videos about that to kind of grab people's attention, especially on Facebook, who aren't awake, that have no clue. They watch that stuff and they're like, oh my god. Um, but they send me messages, and I reassure them, you're not going to die next week. You don't have to build a bunker, like all this kind of stuff. You're going to be all right. Enjoy life. Just I'm trying to show you this is why these things are happening. Just so you're not clueless. Um, so I'm back in the game. Um, like I said, my old channel was NWO Resistance Militia. I am going to, at the end of this video, post some clips from my old channel, so that those of you who may not remember me, because I look different, I get the beard now. It's been 5, 6, 7 years since I made that. I'm gonna post clips. I remember my first YouTube video I made because I got pissed because YouTube was censoring truth comments. I mean, because you got to remember back in the day, Google was totally different. I'd go on the main stream, like the top video choices, and I'd put like 9/11 truth comments and like the Federal Reserve is a private bank and all this stuff, like, search this, search that, and they would literally like remove the comments and things. So I got pissed about it, and I made a video, YouTube censoring truth comments, and it's kind of funny because I looked totally different back then. You can still tell it's me, but I do look different, especially. So I'm gonna post that at the end of this and a couple other of my old school videos you guys might remember. I went and filmed the Citizens Corp Center and all that kind of stuff. Um, but I think it's real important to try and wake people up now than ever because we're really getting into the seriousness of everything. Like things are getting bad. I mean the probability of World War III happening, and I'm not talking about World War III with nuclear missiles passing each other in the sky, because that's not is what World War III is going to be. It's going to be like World War II with high advanced technology, and I believe that part of it is going to be fought on this soil. And there's a lot of propaganda going on, and Russia is trying to earn our trust through channels like Russia Today, which I have watched, and Russia Herald, which I have read for a very long time. And they're trying to gain conspiracy theorists trust like us over here, so that when Russian troops land here, we'll trust them. But you shouldn't trust them, although you should still pay attention to their news because they tell us a lot of truth about the atrocities and the evil agendas of our country. Or I shouldn't say our country, I should say our government. So I want to thank everyone who has remained subscribed to me, everyone who watches my videos, and who was subscribed to me, especially back during the NWO Resistance Militia days, and have followed me over into the NWO Resistance channel. Please send me links to watch, send me data to analyze. I love looking at all this stuff. I'm interested in everything, especially those of you who remember me from back in the day. Like I said, YouTube's totally different. Google is different. Even when you Google search stuff now, all right, you get tons of like crap sites, like total BS, fear mongering, Saint Birgitta type end times sites where like they tell you you're gonna die next week and they keep giving you a new date when imminent doom is gonna happen. Like that's not what this channel's about. That's not what I'm about. I'm about the truth. I'm about telling you how it is and what I can find. And I'd like to hook up with other like-minded people in the YouTube community like I was back. Share information. I am going to be bringing you the CCTV video that I promised way back in the day during NWO Resistance Militia because I find it so important, especially today, because there is no real documentary on YouTube, at least that I found anyway, that really breaks down the video cameras all over the place on the street poles and everything here in the United States. Okay, because I'm going to give you a small example. Here in my town, they put cameras up everywhere. We get a population of 40,000 plus with just barely a city in the state of Massachusetts. Okay, I'm here in Leominster, Massachusetts. We get cameras everywhere, all over the street poles. I happen to know a lot of people in the local governments, people high up in the local government. I'm not going to name anything yet, because hopefully a couple of them will agree to do interviews with me about these cameras. But what I found is that these cameras were installed under a grant by the Department of Homeland Security, okay? And the police do not have access to these cameras unless it is a greatly significant crime, like somebody is gunned down by a machine gun in the middle of town or a terrorist attack happens. That's the only time they have access to it. If you're drunk and you drive through the light and you hit somebody and you kill them, they don't have access to that camera. They have to go through all kinds of procedures and everything and go to the courts to retrieve the data from the camera because it's owned by the federal government and the Department of Homeland Security. That data is sent to the Fusion Center, which I went to back in the day when I first found out about this stuff and didn't really believe it, okay? And it's called the Commonwealth Fusion Center. It's in Maynard, Massachusetts, which is really fucking strange because that is right where the bunker is, the Halliburton bunker. I mean, it's just crazy stuff. So the information goes to the Commonwealth Fusion Center in Maynard, Massachusetts. It's algorithm through the computers. Okay, like so you drive through the light, it takes a snapshot of your car, and it facially recognizes everybody in the car that it can see, and it goes to the Fusion Center, and nobody actually sees it. It goes through the computers, and then it gets sent to the National Database Agency in their huge, giant warehouse full of computers, and it's saved under your file, so that one day when they want to grab you or they think you're a terrorist or whatever, they can just pull up your file and say he rides in these cars. Anyone that is in your car is now a known associate. Like even say you hang out with somebody like once or twice, you don't really like you don't really like talk to them on the phone or anything like that. You don't message them. They're now going under your file as a known associate, and you're going on, and you're going under theirs as a known associate because it was facially recognized in that camera. That's how in depth this system is. And I am going to bring you the video on that. I'm going to bring you the links, the documents. I'm going to bring you the minutes for the meetings that I have found for different towns that voted to accept or get rid of the grant, and towns that are trying to get the cameras taken down because they're appalled when they found out what the truth was about those cameras for the CCTV video. That will be coming, I promise you. I am working on it. I'm sorry I didn't bring it before, but I'm glad I didn't because I have found so much more information about it that it's nuts. So, I'm going to leave you with some of my old clips, so this video isn't like dramatically long. I'm going to put some clips from my old videos of me talking when I was younger. And I'm going to leave it with be safe, keep it real, peace out, keep truth in, and remember, knowledge is shock resistance. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching my videos.
Alright, this is my first video, and I'm doing this video because I'm a little upset about all the censorship that's been going on YouTube, especially as far as the comments go. I go into several different channels leaving comments speaking truth about the Rex 84, to go ahead and Google the chemtrail program, to go ahead and look at the FEMA camps, the FEMA coffins, the Bilderberg Group, Golden Sachs, the Pope. I mean, I'm laying all kinds of truth in there about this stuff. What happens? You leave the comment on the channel, you leave the channel, you go back in less than a second later, that comment is gone. Now, I thought maybe it must be some type of filter or something. If you leave the same words over and over again too many times on the same channels or whatever, maybe it doesn't go through. Okay. So I try leaving completely different words. I even leave different adjectives so that it doesn't get keyed or pinned. What happens? After leaving so many comments, even those disappear. They're disappearing from Alex Jones's channel. They're disappearing from my own channel, Enough Respects channel, 9/11 Inside Job 81 channel. They're disappearing from channels all over the place. It doesn't just matter if you go to the top viewed channels and lay it on there like I like to, because that's where the truth comes from. You go on the top viewed channel, you lay some truth on the comments. Even if you get 3 people in a half hour to go look at your page, and maybe they start watching some other videos, maybe you opened up somebody else's eyes. But I think the people behind YouTube know this, and that's why they're stopping us from leaving comments all over the place. It's starting to piss me off. And I'll tell you what, it's not going to be too long before they start taking these videos off either. Because, you know, there's too much shit going on. There's too much stuff adding up all at once today. There's too much for this bubble. It's too easy to just have it pop and all of the information to come out.
Oh, you love these stuff. Alright, you guys ready to see this shit? You guys are gonna crap your pants. You ready for this? Hold on to your pants. I'm gonna get in trouble if I get caught filming this. Look at that shit. Closed. Homeland Security Citizen Collect Office. Doesn't that look like the North American Union logo? Oh, I didn't put the sticker on the door. That really is what it is. Look at that. Oh baby. Now this makes me nervous. I don't like this, especially because this isn't too far from my house.